Yo, look, this Tyson Fury dude. Let me, let me let's just keep it real. In my opinion, I think this guy is still suffering from some type of mental illness. You know, the way the guy speaks, the way he sits down, the way he conducts himself, none of this stuff that comes out of this dude's mouth sounds natural. It all sounds forced, in my opinion. This dude has to sit over here and run his mouth to feel comfortable in his own world. This dude has to sit over here, BT Sports doing a little survey, and, they say that, I guess, nobody knows who Deontay Wilder is, but they know who Tyson Fury is. Who cares? Because at the end of the day, when it comes to, at the end of the fight night, when the winner is announced and your ass is still laying on the canvas, then what? Nobody right now cares who knows who. The only thing that we want to know is who is going to win. And we will know that coming up soon in December. So your eyes may shine and your teeth may grit, but your ass will be laying on that mat. Tyson Fury. Point blank, period. You can run around the ring all you want. You can throw those wild shots all you want. You can keep your chin in the air all you want. You can throw them hand fakes all you want. But all it takes is one shot from Deontay Wilder. You're going to need punches and bunches to get to this dude, which is evident from all your fights. You don't have a streak for knocking motherfuckers cold the fuck out over and over again by one punch. You have a collective of punches that weakens your opponent down to where you can attack. You want to talk about Deontay Wilder throwing wild punches? Look at how wide your punches are. Look how you throw your jab with your hand down and all that stuff. You think you're gonna be able to do that with Deontay Wilder? You think you're gonna be walking around that ring with your hands down, with your hands behind your back? You see what I'm saying? What you gonna do? You gonna do the same thing that you did in the Steve Cunningham fight? You're gonna be dancing on the ring, acting like everything is funny and all that stuff until we caught your ass and put you on the mat, and that's when you stop doing that shit. He took all that steam out of your ass, and you was like, oh, now I got to be serious. Yeah. You're not going to be able to do that shit with Deontay Wilder. And if you do that shit, you're going to get clipped like everybody else got clipped. They got too fucking comfortable. They thought the money was in the bag until their ass got knocked out. And then them same guys, yeah, I was winning into that, I got comfortable and I was winning the rounds and blah, 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 whoop, whoop, whoop. All the way until Deontay Wilder set their ass up for the knockout. Ask Gerald Washington. Ask Arthur Spilka. And the list goes on and on. Ask all the other motherfuckers that got comfortable in the ring with him and thought they won the fight. You got to be on your A game for this. Talking shit and selling wolf tickets, woofing at the mouth, jawsing at the mouth is not going to win the fight. You want to say that you in Deontay Wilder's head. You should be in Deontay Wilder's head. Deontay Wilder should be in your head. When you wake up, when you go to sleep, Deontay Wilder should be right there. The same is for him. Because this is not a game. This is a fight. What you would call a proper scrap. You're going to get what you're asking for. You're going to get more than what you asked for. You know this is not a game. You know Deontay Wilder is coming to knock your head off in a calculated fashion. You don't know you don't know when it's going to come. But when it comes, it will no longer be a laughing matter. The only reason why you sitting up over there in this behind the gloves and behind the gloves video, because it's not an interview. They just happen to have the camera in your face reporting. You could do all that talking. You could do all that smiling. You could do all that. But guess what? You got to fight this guy sometime. And it's coming up. Now, look, if you don't want to believe, if you don't like my opinion or whatever, when it comes to Tyson Fury, and that I think that he's insecure, I think that he's scared shitless, check this out. What usually happens to the person that talks too much? What happens to the person that clowns too much? What happens to the person that thinks, that walks around talking how they gonna beat a dude, talk about what they're gonna do in the ring? What usually happens to that person? Usually they fucking lose. Usually they fucking end up meeting a fucking match. Look at him. He's sitting there thinking that the money is in the fucking bag. Looking confident. Damn near cocky. What kind of mental state do you think this guy is in? That's the only thing I'm asking. What kind of mental state do you think this guy really is in, knowing that he has a mental illness? No offense, Tyson Fury, but come on, bro, let's be real. You don't overcome depression like that. It's a chemical imbalance. You still have it. When somebody has it wasn't like he had a nervous breakdown or anything like that, because he would have came out with it. This dude still fights depression on a daily fucking basis, in my opinion. And for him to sit up there on a daily basis talking shit, can't fucking just talk boxing, can't just talk about the things that he accomplished, the things that Walter accomplished, how it's going to be a good fight. There's something wrong with the boy. And that's my opinion. It's not a fact. It's just my opinion. I could be wrong. So what? But this is my opinion. Now, this, let's see here. This, behind the scenes, behind the gloves, video, at the, one of the pressers for, Wilder versus Fury that, Michelle Joy Phelps, correspond, I believe it was today. She named it, Tyson Fury clowns Deontay Wilder hard over BT Sport New York survey. Look, I don't care who don't know fucking Deontay Wilder's name. I don't care. Only thing I care about is who's going to win. Only thing I care about is watching the fight. Because it's finally a fight that we get in a heavyweight division, that the best is finally fighting the best. You feel me? But for her to go out there and make an article like and name her video that, when it wasn't all about a survey that she was corresponding, I find it to be kind of biased on her part. And not only reason why I call it biased on her part, because in the description box, she has a DAZN thing in there. Basically, like, sign up for a free 30-day trial on DAZN. And she has a tiny URL, DAZN X Michael Joy Phelps. Like, you sign up through DAZN with her, and she gets a little bit of kickback, which basically means probably, she's supporting of DAZN, which is okay, fine and dandy. But that kind of makes you wonder where she's coming from with this, because DAZN is attached to Matchroom Boxing. Are you following me? So that kind of makes it kind of, it just kind of weirds me out, that somebody here that's a correspondent and they walking around here needing somebody like Deontay Wilder to interview and stuff like that, for her to make a video description like that, probably for the clickbaits or whatever the case may be. But come on, let's keep it real here. Who cares? We knew that a lot of people don't know Deontay Wilder's name. We all know that. Come on, we don't care. We just want to watch the best fight the best, and because we love the sport of boxing. Now, the Dillian motherfucking Whites. I told you guys, and it's about to be announced probably soon, that Dillian Whyte is going to fight Derek Chisora. I told you guys. Nobody wanted to. A lot of people didn't want to hear what I had to say about it. A lot of people sitting out there hoping that it was going to be Dillian Whyte versus Louis King Kong Ortiz. But there is a lot of people out there in the LDBC and elsewhere that believe that this was all smoke and mirrors. That the whole Dillian Whyte versus Louis King Kong Ortiz was just all smoke and mirrors, something to bring up so they could bring light to the Derek Chisora fight, or to just sit there and fake the funk like they ain't trying to duck King Kong Ortiz. But we all knew what the deal was going to be with that. Look, Sky Sports article by Richard Damarel. He did an article today. Derek Chisora expects to agree heavyweight rematch with Dillian Whyte this week. And also, Eddie Hearn is out there saying, well, hey, we need to do this now. By the end of the week, we don't hear nothing from Derek Chisora. We gotta go somewhere elsewhere. If not that, Dominic Brazil. Look, why the fuck is Eddie Hearn going to bring up Dominic Brazil name, knowing now, well, that's the fight that they should take? It's either Dominic Brazil or Louis King Kong Ortiz. You're talking about you making the best matches, doing the best things for your fighter. That's your job. Fighting Derek Chisora does nothing for Dillian Whyte's fucking career. He already whooped him. Fighting Dominic Brazil, fighting Louis King Kong Ortiz does something for your fighter's fucking career. Are you following me? Dominic Brazil will be the quickest, should be the easiest way for your fighter to get a shot at the Bronze Bomber. Louis King Kong Ortiz is the second best way for your fighter to get a shot at the Bronze Bomber. Derek Chisora, wrong, nigga. Nothing. He's not going to get you nowhere. The only thing what's going to get Dillian Whyte from Derek Chisora fight is money. And I'm pretty sure Dominic Brazil and Louis King Kong Ortiz will give you about the same pay-per-view numbers and the same amount of ticket sales. Because the UK fans, your UK fans know the worth of Dillian Whyte fighting Dominic Brazil and Louis King Kong Ortiz. They know what that does for Dillian Whyte. They know what Derek Chisora does for Dillian Whyte. Nada. Nothing. Not a damn thing. This is my opinion. If Dillian Whyte fights Derek Chisora, Dillian Whyte, in my opinion, is not going to fight Anthony Joshua in April. And the reason why I say that is because it correlates with what Eddie Hearn's MO is. He did it with two other fighters, Jared Miller and Louis King Kong Ortiz, promising, giving fighters the illusions of grandeur to fight for a heavyweight title, and in the months coming up till they fight somebody else. I think that's what's going to happen. I think that come April, if Usyk beats Tony Bellew, I think they will try to make a Usyk versus Anthony Joshua in April, because that will be the following Matchroom Boxing's MO, Eddie Hearn's MO, of fighting fighters of his fighters fighting somebody when it's best for them, when the timing is right. The timing for Anthony Joshua to beat Usyk is when he gets into the heavyweight division right away. Because that would be the best time for him to have an upper hand to whoop his ass. Because if he waits for Usyk to have about 2 to 3 fights in the heavyweight division, about time Anthony Joshua fights Usyk, he's not going to have the upper hand because Usyk has 3 fights in the heavy division and he has become acclimated. If you following me. So that's my opinion. I think that, Eddie Hearn has manipulated Dillian Whyte into fighting Derek Chisora instead of fighting Dominic Brazil Ortiz. And I think that's going to hinder Whyte's career because look at the thing that's got to go on here, right? So around 3-4 months after December, Wilder is probably going to have to fight Dominic Brazil. And then he's going to have to fight Tyson Fury. You see what I'm saying? And then after that, it's going to be December or 2020. So if he fights, if Dillian Whyte fights Derek Chisora instead of Dominic Brazil, he's going to have to wait until 2020 to fight the Bronze Bomber. Why not fight the Bronze Bomber first? And you will still, because you're from the UK, and that's what the fight the fans want to see. Even if you lose against Deontay Wilder, you can still go back over there and fight Anthony Joshua in 2020. So you could possibly have 2 heavyweight shots in a year span or a 2-year span. But now you're only going to get 1 because you're not fighting Anthony Joshua next year. You see what I'm saying? I don't think so. Especially if Tyson Fury loses. Because if Tyson Fury loses, AJ's definitely going to fight him in 2020. Next year. The only reason why I say all these things is because there's nothing wrong with thinking outside the box sometimes. Because the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear something or you watch something might not be the case. It doesn't hurt to think outside the box. It just brings another perspective into the game. Like I said, this is all my opinion. It's not some of the stuff, it is factual. But when it comes to, Tyson Fury and his, mental illness, whether or not he has it or he don't have it, that's just my opinion. That's just me getting you to, me just, putting it out there, just thinking outside the box type of way, because it's just never just one thing, and the whole Michelle Phelps, that's just a rant, just a thought. And, but the whole Dillian Whyte thing is just, same thing, my opinion, thinking outside the box, but there has to be some type of accountability when it comes to matchroom boxing, because it's just not, everything with matchroom boxing is just not what it seems. There's always some extra shit going on. And on that note, shout outs to the LDBC, and everybody stay sucker free.